Wake up, Ethan. I don't even know how to say it. That was a fun. The content cop was fun though. Hello, my name is Ashley and welcome to my channel. But today we're going to be talking about Ethan Klein again. I just talking about him a lot, but I guess a lot is going on. We'll see what happens. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Ethan and his non-existent debate with Hasan and his maybe debate with Sam Seder that I hope happens. Hello. So this original video was supposed to be about how Ethan, the whole debate debacle with Ethan and Hasan last week, right? Like, he's been wanting to debate him for months now. And he's been saying that he wants to debate him for months now, ever since the content nuke. And Ethan has always been like, I will not debate you until you watch the content nuke. And Hasan's like, well, we can watch it together. And it's been this back and forth for months. So when people came into his chat, he's like, I'll debate him anytime. I don't care. He thought that they were baiting. But then someone showed him a video of Ethan being like, yeah, no, I'll debate Hasan. I'll debate Hasan right now. Like, let's debate Hasan. Debate me, Hasan. And I guess Ethan thought that Hasan would say no, which I think is really funny. And Hasan did not say no. Hasan was like, I'm ready to debate. I'll debate whenever. And I was watching this in like real time.
If Ethan actually wants to debate, I'll call him right now. I don't give a fuck. Hell yeah. He will not do it. He doesn't want to do it.
Hasan will not debate me. You are a coward. I'm ready to debate. I'm ready to have a conversation with you that I'm sure you are going to weasel out of.
If he stands by his principles, he should be able to talk to me right now. Is he actually so fucking dumb that he thought that I wouldn't say yes immediately?
All right, now let's get Hasan on the line. Yeah, right. Obviously not.
Okay.
What a coward, dumb bitch to challenge me now at 4 o'clock. What a loser. Bro, I mentioned you 2 hours ago. I said yes 2 hours ago, Ethan. Bro, you're actually in my chat? Okay.
Oh!
All right. I didn't hear about it since Did he really? I didn't hear about it till right now. Why is everyone just in the chat suddenly saying he wants to debate? Just like right now. You know what I mean? Like, give me a break, bro. Anyway, it's not happening right now. It's late.
Oh,
okay?
It's not.
And like Ethan's like response, I think shows how scared he was. So that was the first part of the video. The second part of the video is going to be about Sam, because as I am recording this right now, they just got done, but Hasan and Ethan are both talking about it on their streams. And I was like, okay, I have to do this update because I can't just like post this video because it means nothing now. And when I heard, so I was watching the Majority Report this morning, and when I heard that Sam was going to debate Ethan today, this is Wednesday, I was like, oh my God, this is like my Super Bowl, man. Actually, Friday will be like my Super Bowl almost. Both are like my Super Bowl, because I truly didn't know if Ethan was gonna do it. I watched the whole thing, and I like earlier today, everyone was asking Sam on the Majority Report, they're like, are you ready for the debate? When's the debate? And Sam was like, well, I don't think it's necessarily gonna be a debate. And I was like, oh no, because my prediction, because Hasan, his prediction was that Sam was just gonna be like nice to him, and that Ethan was gonna try to get him to agree on things, so Ethan could then go to the debate with Hasan and be like, see, you've been wanting me to talk to Sam Seder, but now he agrees with me. What do you think now? And I personally never thought, I do think that that was Ethan's goal, but I knew Sam wasn't going to do that, because I watched the Majority Report like literally every day. And so Sam stands on business every time, all the time. He rarely concedes, and he hammers in his point if he thinks like someone's not getting it. Like, I think Sam he's a great orator. And and so I knew that I don't think Ethan was quite ready for this. But when he said, oh, I don't think it's debate, I'm like, oh, Sam, it's gonna be a debate. I'm like, you don't know it yet, but it's gonna be a debate. And the other thing that I knew was going to happen is I knew that Ethan was going to try to make this about Hasan, the whole thing. And I knew Sam was gonna be like, no, I'm not here to talk about Hasan.
We're talking about kind of my criticisms of Hasan and how this.
I don't.
Well, let me show you this.
I don't care.
Yeah,
about,
I know.
I honestly, I'm like
Let me show you this. This is
I'm
more.
Not, I don't. I honestly. Like,
yeah, you don't care. I know.
I don't care. I don't.
And why should you? I don't blame you.
And that's exactly what he did. And so I ended up being right. And I was worried for a moment. But I feel ashamed of myself that I was ever worried. I feel ashamed of myself. How dare I? He's a legend. How dare I be worried? But how dare I? So let's start off. So Sam joins, right? It's very nice, very cordial.
Yeah,
but I just wanted you to know I did reach out, and it was on me not to realize that I just assumed he didn't want to respond. But
okay, well,
was on me.
that's nice to know that you reached out. I appreciate that.
But he started talking about like Tim Pool in the beginning, and I don't know why. It was really weird. I was like, this is how he's starting this, is talking about Tim Pool.
Let's start with a little icebreaker here. I know we're both fans of Tim Pool. Okay, let's just enjoy this image together. Tim Pool recently at a wedding, and can you see that?
Did he get married?
Well, I think he's attending a wedding.
Okay.
And he's very formally dressed, except he appears to be wearing a beanie.
I would. I'm aware of his beanie attachment.
I just thought it was so ridiculous because Sam from the very beginning was like, I only have an hour. And he's like starting off talking about Tim Pool. And I'm like, what does Tim Pool have to do with this, bro? Like, what are you saying? And it's really funny because Ethan thought that him and Sam were going to agree. Ethan thought that he could just pull out some clips and Sam was going to be like, yeah, I don't know. Like, Ethan really thought that. And that just shows me that he has never watched. Neither did his audience. His whole audience was like, oh my God, I can't believe, what is Sam saying? And it's like, dude, y'all just don't know Sam Seder, because if you watch him, he's very honest about what he thinks. And so it's really funny to me that like they didn't know that. But I guess Ethan really thought that he was going to agree with him. Ethan was at first not taking it very seriously. I don't think, like, Ethan was not taking it very seriously at all. And at one point he played a clip of Hasan and he was trying to be like, isn't this anti-Semitic?
So let me show you an example of something. And again, I know you don't care about the drama. To me, this isn't drama. This is one of the biggest, most influential streamers spreading something that I think is really dangerous. And you can agree or disagree.
This will never happen, but in a totally just world, any kind of, regardless of your background, any kind of fucking Zionist tendency should be treated in the same way as being a fucking rabid neo-Nazi. And you shouldn't even let someone be the fucking local dog catcher as Felix was posting, if they've ever exhibited any sort of like positive feelings about the state of Israel. I'm so serious about this.
Sam was like, well, I think you're conflating it. And Sam actually got really upset with Ethan because he's like, I think it's dangerous what you're doing.
Now, to me, that seems like extremely dangerous, dehumanizing language about what could arguably be 70% of the Jewish diaspora, and certainly probably people you know in your family.
I'll tell you, there's some hyperbole there, but I think, he says Zionism, and I'll tell you what I think is really...
Sorry, I got to correct you. He says Zionism, and then he says, if you had positive feelings about the state of Israel at any point in your life.
I got to tell you, if you look at what's happening right now, and you have positive feelings about Israel, would I have said at any point in his life, someone's life? But I just think this is such a petty, any time in your life, or not, or whatnot. He's talking about Zionism. You go in and you're making this about anti-Semitism by doing this hopscotch about a poll that people had positive feelings that Jewish people do, and then therefore he is anti-Semitic. And honestly, that type of conflation, I think, is so dangerous and so disingenuous.
You're conflating Zionism and Judaism. They are not the same thing. They're two separate things.
The fact of the matter is this conflation is dangerous for Jews. It is a fig leaf and a way of weaponizing anti-Semitism that has enabled Donald Trump to do the shit he's doing, that has enabled the slaughter of thousands upon thousands of children and women and men, for that matter. And this type of conflation, Ethan, is what I find far more irresponsible, frankly.
There are Joe Biden considers himself a Zionist, and he is Catholic, okay? And so, like, they are two totally different things, but Ethan wants to conflate them.
This is a totality of behavior.
But you
and by
to
the
bring
way,
this
it's
up.
easy,
I
and I
care
appreciate
about
that you
Ethan.
can hand wave it away and say that it doesn't.
No, I'm not hand waving it away.
Well, you kind of are.
I'm saying this
You're saying it
conflation.
doesn't. You're saying
this
actually
conflation.
I'm wrong
saying,
for caring about it.
No, yes. In fact, I'm saying this
Yeah.
conflation is incredibly dangerous. It is disingenuous.
I think it's dangerous
right now,
to ignore what's being described as dehumanizing violent language for American Jews that have nothing to do with the war.
That is a complete mischaracterization of that.
It's not.
He's
not fit to be a dog walker.
He never says the word Jews.
He says that.
I think that's when Sam realized, like, I think he even asked him, like, what do you know about me in the very beginning? And Sam said, like, not much. And so that's the part I think I was worried about going into it, because I'm like, I think that Ethan is going to be really bad faith. And I don't know if Sam knows enough about Ethan to know that he's being bad faith. You know what I'm saying? I think Ethan adds him back bad faith a lot. I think he conflates things, and he knows he's not being completely truthful, but he's trying to make it out to be like he's so much better, or he's right, and like, oh my God, can you believe what is happening to me, instead of actually looking at the facts of the matter. But I think Sam realized that fairly quickly, which is, again, I feel ashamed of myself, because Sam is a legend and he's so smart. And like, of course, he saw that. I think Sam clocked it. I think Sam clocked it at a certain point that Ethan was being pretty bad faith, and that this was a crusade against Hasan. He was just like mainly talking about Hasan, and he kept bringing up Hasan. And there are even some people in his comments that were like, dude, you need to stop bringing him up. Like this is supposed to be like a debate, and you just keep bringing up someone else, and it's just like, it's not, this is not good. Well, he just wanted Sam to say something bad about Hasan, but Sam is like, I'm not here for the drama. That's not what I'm here for. And and he was trying to bring in like the election and saying that Hasan told people not to vote for Kamala, although that's not what he said. He said he wasn't going to endorse anyone. Listen, I'm not going to get into that debate, okay? It's not a debate I want to have, okay? Ethan really wants to get into that because he's like, oh, well, Trump is so bad, like Kamala must have been better. And he's like, but he voted for Jill Stein, which he didn't. Hasan has consistently criticized Jill Stein, as everyone should. I don't want to have this conversation. I think it's too contentious. Sam was like, I don't really understand what this has to do with anything. And he's like, well, it's not helpful that Hasan wouldn't tell people to vote for her. This is such a silly point. And I just get so upset because I'm like, I get it. Like, I understand the sentiment, but like, I don't think that some like centrists or liberals see their part in why she didn't win, you know? I don't think they're willing to admit their views and refusal to listen to the progressive side of the base. I don't think they're willing to admit that hinders the Democratic Party on a daily basis all the time. Once you talk about Hasan not being full-fledged full-fledged for the Democrats, it's like, okay, well, being full-fledged for them, all these people who were, all these influencers who were and didn't want to criticize them, like, what did that do? Did that work? Did that work? See, now we're getting into this debate. Listen, the Democrats need to do better. And if you're not willing to admit that, I don't know what to tell you. But that's essentially what Sam said.
I think probably this is the first election in as long as I've been doing this, and I think it's been 5 elections now. I mean, I'm old, that I couldn't really condemn someone from taking that position based upon what we were seeing. Biden, as a president, said he wanted a ceasefire. She, as a candidate, said, I want a ceasefire. This amount of just like electoral malfeasance on her part. I mean, they made an active choice. And I think, you could have put that Palestinian lawmaker from Georgia on stage. They made an active choice.
I think Sam did an amazing job. And in the beginning, Ethan tried to play this old clip of him and Hasan when they first debated. That's when Ethan's rhetoric was a little bit softer than it is now. And now Ethan is going after people all while saying he agrees with everything Sam is saying, but then going after people who are repeating what Sam is saying, but you know, some of them just happen to be a little bit brown. But he showed an old clip, and I think it was to like prime Sam into like being like, hey, this guy's reasonable. But like, I think Sam clocked it pretty soon. He didn't expect to get as much pushback.
That was way different than I thought it was going to be.
He didn't expect to have differing of opinions, which is really insane to me. I think Ethan has created this bubble for himself, and no one around him is willing to be like, hey, you're going a little off the deep end here, man. Like, no one in his inner circle is willing to do that. And so I think he's in this little bubble where he thinks most people agree with him. And then when he sees that actually, no, they don't, he's like, wow, I'm surprised. And it's like, I don't know why you're surprised. I don't know why Ethan was surprised about Sam Seder not agreeing with him. I just think that Ethan was trying so hard to get Sam to be like, yeah, we're on the same page. But that was never going to happen. I didn't want to talk about the drama because that's not important to him. He doesn't care. And Ethan afterwards said, oh, I'm disappointed that he reacted that way, that he said he didn't care. And it's like, dude, because he doesn't. He doesn't care about the drama. He doesn't care about this stuff. It's so funny to me how much he's willing to walk back. And there's many things that he agreed with Sam on, or he said that he agreed with Sam on, that on any given day, if you were to go look at his rhetoric, he would not agree. He would not agree. So like, it's really funny to me. Like how much he's willing to like mold and mend in the situation, which again shows that he just doesn't care. They will debate on Friday. We'll see what happens. If they do debate, I will make another video. This is crazy. I thoroughly enjoyed it though. I will say I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was great content, if anything. I think that Sam explained things very thoroughly. Ethan's community is now calling him like a terrorist supporter and stuff. So I think they're a little far gone. I think Ethan's community is very far gone. I guess someone on Twitter was like, oh, like this whole thing was Hasan coded. And I'm like, bro, like, I don't think they even know who Sam Seder is. I'm like, you don't understand. Sam Seder has been doing this forever, longer than Hasan, and he's been doing this his whole life. I don't get it. I don't understand it, but that's where they are. So, you know, hey, yeah, well, that's the update. So I'll bring you back to the original outro. All right, that was the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, comment and like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to this. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you could subscribe, that would literally mean everything to me. So yeah, thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.